Hey everyone, Hitesh here from ET's personal tech team, and here we have the brand new BlackBerry Key2. Now this is a rarity, a new BlackBerry in 2018 especially. What was once the business tool of choice for a lot of people, it really was amazing for productivity and especially with the QWERTY keyboard. So now, of course, BlackBerry is struggling a fair bit. Well, it's not stopping them from launching a new device though, and now, of course, all the BlackBerries that we've seen in recent past, including the Priv, have been powered by Android. On top of that, BlackBerry has their own software customizations, which are especially the customization for security. So here's what it says at the back. Here's a quick look at the specifications. There's the DTEC, the Android version. You can see the screen is a fair bit smaller than what we are used to. It's a 4.5-inch screen. So nowadays we're getting used to 5.5 and even 6-inch and above screens, what with all the notch and the bezel-less displays. And this is a Qualcomm 600 series. So it's the 660 processor, which is an octa-core, but it is obviously not as powerful as the 800 series. And of course, there is 6 GB RAM that you can see here, 64 GB storage. It is expandable. So if the 64 feels a little less, you can increase that. Anyhow, so let's look at what we get in the box and take a quick look at the device itself. So here's the phone. It's an all black design. Let's keep that off to the side for a minute. Action starts here. It's got the BlackBerry Splat logo over there. SIM eject tool, quick start guide, a BlackBerry sticker. No case over here. I was expecting a case, actually, considering that's becoming so commonplace now. Right, so in this we probably have the charging brick. There you go. Indian pins for this one. Over here is the USB Type-C cable, and here we have a pair of headphones. So that's nice. You have 3.5 mm earphones in this box over here. So that's as far as the box contents go. And let's take a closer look at the device, starting with the keyboard here. Now the fingerprint scanner is actually in the spacebar over here. So 4 rows of keys, although strangely there are no keys in this bottom left and bottom right corners. It's just a blank over here. On the right side, you get volume. There is a power button. There's also a customizable key. Left side, nothing except the SIM tray. You have the 3.5 mm audio out. Speaker, USB Type-C port. That's about it. Let's power it on. You have to admit that this is an interesting form factor, especially in today's day and age where the focus is to really give you larger screens, pushing the bezels out to the corners of the device. Now this you will obviously have to use with both your thumbs on the keyboard. And as you'll see, this does have fairly thick bezels around the sides of the display. Although you will see that the capacitive buttons are actually off the display, they're under the display. And so that's going to be static, it's permanent. And I'll set this up and see I'll show you what the interface looks like, along with BlackBerry's software customizations that they have done to increase the security. So this has been set up now. So let me quickly run you through the customizations that BlackBerry has done to Android. To start off, fingerprint. It's pretty fast. Let me show you that again. 1, 2, 3. Really fast fingerprint, and the implementation is such that even though it's really a tiny sliver of a fingerprint scanner inside the space bar. It's really quick and easy to use, easy to set up as well. So that's great. What they have here is a productivity tab. So if you just slide this out, you get widgets, quick contacts, a calendar, a quick look at your email, things like that. There is the convenience key, which I mentioned before, that's completely customizable. So for instance, now I've customized it to bring up these 3 shortcuts for the camera, the flashlight, and the ringer. And you can actually customize this depending on which location you're at as well. So for instance, if you're at home, you could have 3 different shortcuts. When you're at work and you're connected to a different Wi-Fi, you can have 3 different shortcuts, for instance, to make up a quick, to set up, compose a quick mail, for instance. Now here, all the apps. Some other things that I wanted to show you. One is, of course, the password keeper. This is built in. You have DTech, which is the security app. It scans your phone, tells you fair, excellent, good, whatever, gives you suggestions for security enhancements. There's also the privacy shade. Now, privacy shade comes in handy if you travel a lot and you don't want sensitive information leaked or people snooping in on what you're looking at on the phone. So you switch on the privacy shade, and that gives you just a tiny window. You can, of course, configure it. You can make it a rectangle, or you can make it a circle, and you can move it, things like that. So that's the privacy shade. You also have the redactor. Now, redactor mode will help you block out certain areas of the screen that you don't want, and then you can share a screenshot. So that's useful as well, redactor mode there. You can quickly share, exit the redactor. So the interface is quite familiar to Android users. Swipe down for notifications, once more for all your quick toggles. Even the settings page will look familiar. So the only other thing about this device is that you will be constantly switching back and forth between the display, the touchscreen, and the keyboard. So for instance, if you're entering text in a username and password field, you will be tapping those fields and then entering text on the keyboard. So that is a little bit of an inconvenience. This device is really for those who miss the keyboard, who really want a keyboard. A very interesting aspect of the keyboard is that the entire keyboard is actually a capacitive touchpad. So you can actually use it in a long list. If you're looking at a long web page, or let's say a long list of emails, so you can just scroll through it like so, and it works in whichever direction you're holding the phone in. So if you're holding it sideways, for instance, it works in the way that you would expect, up and down like this. So that's quite interesting. And obviously this is a phone for people who really love the keyboard, for people who miss the physical keyboard. And there's no doubt that it's easy to type with a keyboard, but I think most people have now become accustomed to touchscreens and are able to work almost as fast on those as well. So that's about it for the Key2. We will be doing a full review of this where we'll check out the camera and the performance as well. It is not going to be an easy sell for BlackBerry, considering that not a lot of people really have that much trust in the brand now, but let's wait and watch. Thanks for watching.